Hi again. Today we're going to be talking about the three things that you can spend money on that are going to make you happier. These are things that I've spent money on in the past or that I'm spending money on still that all contribute towards making you a happier, more fulfilled person. Starting straight off with number one, time. Now, purchasing time back from your employer is the best thing that you can spend money on, in my opinion. What do I mean by that? So, let's say that you are working a $40 an hour job and you invest $400. If you've invested wisely, you're going to get back about 10% return each year. So that means that for every year, you're going to be able to work one less hour. But if you invest $60,000, then that means that's a whole month worth of time that you've got back to yourself. Buying back time and having the freedom to do what you want in your life, there's nothing compares to that. Like, being able to get up on a morning and choose exactly what you want to do and not feel beholden to somebody or something, that money, like, there's nothing that can compare to that. That's the best thing that money can buy, in my opinion, because then you get the freedom to do the things that you want to do, the things that make you happy, the things that really matter, the things like spending more time with your family, your friends, and just, basically working on the hobbies that bring joy to your life. Okay, number two, friends, family, and experiences. So, although I'm a total frugal, bit of a tight ass, people might say, with myself, when it comes to other people, I'm actually quite generous, or I like to think I'm quite generous, and I don't mind like spending money on other people, especially like if I'm out with friends. I don't mind spending money on friends. If I'm going on a trip and I want to take my family members with me, I don't mind spending like $1,000 or £1,000 on going on a holiday with family members or friends, because I know that it's going to be a much a very fulfilling experience for me, that's gonna kind of pay dividends in the future. It's going to create memories that I'm going to be able to go back on and relive over and over again. Like, that's got to be one of the best things that money can buy, right? Let's say that I spent that money on I don't know, like a fancy suit or something, like, or a new few outfits for my wardrobe. How much happiness is that actually going to bring me in the long term? Maybe I'd get 3 months, 3 to 6. Let's be generous and say 6 months. Let's say, so I got 3 to 6 months joy from this new wardrobe selection. That's nothing compared to the experiences and joy from actually spending time with the people that you love and seeing them happy, and the memories that you get from that, like I said, you can relive for the rest of your life, and it's always going to make you smile. And number three, a modest house. So, because I have invested in the past, like I've earned enough to afford quite a nice house if I wanted to. But here's the thing, I don't believe that having a big luxury house is going to make you any happier than having a very modest house. So the place where I live, it's worth about $200,000. I mean, it's a nice old townhouse. Luckily, the place where I'm from in the UK, the housing market hasn't gone too crazy, and you can still get a pretty reasonably priced property there. But yeah, I mean, I could spend double that, triple that even, and get a much more fancy luxury house. But here's the thing with that, like, when you've lived in a house for a while, you create memories there, and those memories kind of stick with you. And I think when you move to a different place, those memories sort of start to fade a bit. Like, you'll still have the memories of the old place, but they kind of fade a bit. Whereas when you stay in the same place, even if it's a modest house, instead of always trying to go for the bigger, better uh, property, just stay where you are, as long as it's enough for your needs. And then you've got all of these memories in that same place, and there's something very soul nourishing about that, I think. Uh, Plus the fact that when you're in a house that you've been in for a while, it feels more homely. You are more familiar with it, and it just feels nice to be there. I think if I was to move to a bigger, better place, I don't think I'd have that same feeling. And I feel like, personally for me, I'm very lucky. Like, the place that I've got, it's right in the middle between the two beaches that are my favorites. It's walkable into the city centre. It's it fulfills all my needs. So the point of like moving to a bigger posher place, it doesn't do anything for me. I'm perfectly happy where I am, and my advice to you watching this is, if you're thinking and always like dreaming about this fancy big house that you'd like, I don't think it's really going to make much difference to your life. Maybe it might add like a tiny percentage if it's something that you really want, but it's a bit like those outfits. It's a bit like the wardrobe selection, going out and buying that fancy suit or those three new outfits. Over time, you're going to get kind of used to it, and it's no longer going to be enough. You're going to be always thinking, "Oh, what? Wonder if there's a better house for me." Once you accept where you live, and you know, if like I said, if it fulfills all your needs, then you're going to enjoy it a lot more, and you're going to create memories there, and it's just going to be a more fulfilling experience in the long term. That's my view on it anyway. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Ciao.